Hey everybody, Biosite back here. A little garage yard sale finds pickups. Stumbled on a great yard sale yesterday afternoon, completely by chance, out doing something else, and saw this one, swung by, and ended up scoring just a ton of great records. Want to run through them quickly with you. Probably a lot of familiar stuff, a lot of mainstream stuff, but a lot of it was in great condition, and it ended up being replacement copies for a lot of stuff that's currently in my collection that just needs help or needs a better copy. So without further ado, there's quite a few. I ended up picking up about 35 in total for, I think it was $15 I offered. They were looking for $1 a piece for each record, which isn't a bad deal at all, but when you just walk up with a stack and kind of say, I have a bunch here, how's 15 bucks sound? And they were like, sure, so I had no issue with it. So without further ado, I picked up a great copy of Faith by George Michael. What a classic. I mean, I Want Your Sex was the dirtiest song when it came out, and I was in like middle school, and oh man, that was dirty. I Want Your Sex, just stuff you shouldn't be hearing. But actually, Father Figure and Monkey, I think, are my favorite songs from this LP. Great stuff. And you can tell none of these have been bagged or processed yet, or cleaned or anything like that. Processed, that sounds so goofy, but bagged or shelved, anything like that. Billy Joel's live double LP, Co-oped, the concert in Russia, I believe it was. Double LP, great find. Very excited to hear this. I didn't have that one before in my collection. Another Billy Joel I did not have from the 80s, The Bridge, A Matter of Trust. Great big hit off this. Again, most of these were in great condition. It seemed like they'd never been listened to. I was very excited to find them. Another one, love the 80s stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Huey Lewis in the News, Small World. I had to picture this in sports. I did not have this one. I love Small World. I think that's a great puppy song. So, again, great condition. Very happy to find these very non-yard sale style, and that they were very well taken care of. Prince and the Revolution, Parade. Another great LP. Gatefold. Prince here. Prince here. Again, the big gatefold and in great condition. This one I can see on the back was from RCA Music Club, but I really don't get into pressings and which pressing it is, and you know, I really just like an LP that's in great condition. If they're red, white, green, blue, black, gold, purple, yellow, Germany press, Holland press, I try not to get too deep into that. It's just a great condition copy of the LP. The Byrds, Untitled. I actually didn't have any Byrds records in my collection, so I was really happy to find this. Again, it's in great condition. Just happy to have it. Again, haven't listened to it yet. Positively 4th Street is on this. I'm only familiar with the Dylan version, so hoping that turns out to be a great find. I'm sure it will. Surrealistic Pillow. Look at it popping out of the bottom. Okay, this one wasn't in that great condition, but the LP is, and of course that's what matters. So, Jefferson Airplane, classic, Surrealistic Pillow. And a lot of these will come back up doing artist collections and, you know, take a look at the 80s and the 70s, but again, these are kind of just in, fresh out of the car. Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix, The Experience. This was recorded at the Monterey International Pop Festival in June of 1967. It's both Otis and Jimmy. Really excited about that one. I'm sure it'll turn out to be a great LP. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with it. Who hasn't seen Willie Nelson's Always on My mind? You know, this, along with Red-Headed Stranger, I think, which is already in the collection here, you know, for me are probably the two Willie ones to have. Just great Willie stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Willie Nelson, but maybe that'll change my mind. Diana, the original TV soundtrack. Diana Ross, Bill Cosby, and the Jackson 5. Can you go wrong? I mean, if you're into 70s R&B, Motown, or kitschy 70s NBC specials, maybe it was a different network, but I was happy to find it. Love that stuff. Frank Sinatra, A Man and His Music, an anthology of the musical career of the most exciting entertainer of our time. I wouldn't disagree. I love Sinatra. Sinatra rocks. He is awesome. Cool, suave, sophisticated. I mean, who didn't dig Sinatra? He's the coolest thing on TV. I have a bunch of Sinatra stuff. I did not have this. It seems to be hard to find this stuff in good shape. It's usually old, so it's kind of been through the ringer, but that was in great shape. Platoon, Soundtrack. Lots of great songs on this. Tracks of My Tears, Hello, I Love You from The Doors, White Rabbit from Jefferson Airplane. A soundtrack I didn't have and was happy to find. A Boy Named Charlie Brown. It's just fun. I love the Peanuts. Love it. This one, as far as I know, has some cast recordings, some music, some selections from the soundtrack. I don't have Vince Guaraldi's release of A Boy Named Charlie Brown on LP. I'd love to find it, but as a companion piece, I was happy to find that. I love the Peanuts. Ready to laugh at me? Sesame Street, the original book and record. And that's right. Child of the 80s, love Sesame Street. Of the old early 70s Sesame Street artwork. As far as I know, this is the first Sesame LP release, and I was just more astounded at its condition, more than anything. I mean, a lot of us had these records growing up, and we know what happened to them. We beat on them. I beat on mine. So to find it in this great condition was just was amazing. It made me happy. Somebody come and play is on this, and go ahead, tease me in the comments, whatever. Moving on. Four Tops, Reach Out, great R&B. Just a ton of great songs here. Walk Away Renee, Standing in the Shadows of Love, Bernadette. Good stuff. Timepieces, Best of Eric Clapton. Who shot the sheriff? Eric shot the sheriff. Some might argue Bob Marley shot him, and Bob might have taken a shot, but I think Eric fired the final bullet in the sheriff, and then he had some cocaine and laid down with Sally. It's a good album. Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. I will compare this only once to Sesame Street in that I found a copy in great condition. Every time I find these, they're battered. So that was a great find. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, baby. Roberta Flack's First Take. Anything Roberta did in the 70s, it's just, I love. It's amazing. First time ever I saw your face. Really looking forward to putting this one on and just chilling out, listening to it. Roberta's great. Queen, greatest hits. Love Queen. You know, not a single song on here is terrible. It's nice to just put it on and let it spin. I have a lot of Queen in my collection, but I did not have greatest hits. This is a great copy. The Doors, greatest hits. Again, I had a lot of Doors in the collection, but not greatest hits. I did have 13. So that was a great one, but picking up this was a great find as well. Best of Kansas. Carry on, my wayward son, for you're just a dust in the wind. A dust ball, maybe, in the wind. It's just a great one to add to the collection. In great shape. Moving right along. Steely Dan, greatest hits. Love Steely Dan. Jeff the Record Man loves Steely Dan. Have their individual releases, but did not have greatest hits, and again, just astounded by the condition on a lot of these. Somebody really took good care of them, obviously. Next to, who's that? Santana, and his debut, and his greatest hits. Just two great Santana albums, great 70s wah-wah albums. Good stuff. A replacement copy of Steve Winwood's Back in the High Life. Mine was not in this great condition, so between the two should be able to make one really killer copy to hang on to. Higher Love, Back in the High Life again, The Finer Things, and on and on and on. Great album. Let's keep going. Elton John live in Australia with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. I've never even stumbled on this one, to be honest with you. So to find it in great condition, gatefold LP, it's just fantastic. This is from 1987, so a lot of, just a killer song selection on here. Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word, Candle in the Wind, Your Song, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Was really great. I was kind of surprised to find it. I had never seen it before. In honor of Clarence Clemens, I found a replacement copy of Born to Run, the gatefold LP. Of course, open it up, and the big man blowing sax with Bruce. My copy was not this great. This one is almost mint. I'm sure it's a later pressing, but again, none of that really matters to me. It's just a great condition copy. And I did not have Tunnel of Love on vinyl. Most of the Bruce stuff, I tend to stumble on at yard sales is older 70s stuff, so find this was just awesome. That made me happy. Love Tunnel of Love, great song. The Cars, Door to Door, one that I did not have. Of course, I had Greatest Hits and you know, Candy-O and the earlier ones, but I did not have Door to Door. So always happy to find the Cars LP. Always happy to add it to the collection, especially when it's in great shape. What's playing in the background? My replacement copy of Genesis. Fantastic album. I've actually picked up all of Genesis's LPs recently. This is one of my favorites, at least of the Phil Collins era. Still trying to figure out which side of the fence am I on with Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel. You can argue it both ways, and you know what? That's awesome, because I wasn't around and didn't get into Genesis in the Peter Gabriel days, so I really grew up and had my teeth cut on the Phil Collins days, so discovering the Peter Gabriel era is new for me, and it makes me a fan of both, to be honest with you. I don't know if I can declare a winner, if there's a real bake-off there for me, so I'm kind of glad it happened that way. And once I get a chance to listen to all of the older material and Lamb Lies Down and Selling England by the Pound, I've spun them all once or twice, but not enough yet to really form an opinion, so that'll be a future video. I'm sure we'll get a lot of traction on that and then maybe do some video responses. But I love this LP, and it's a replacement copy. Mine was a little scratched. The Motels, All for One, of course known for Suddenly Last Summer. That's not on this LP, but this is just a great one. I love the cover, the 4 different shots and how they connect on the back. Who walks into a yard sale and finds a great copy of U2 War? I did this weekend. I was stunned. It just, U2 lots on eBay and stuff like that just fetch way too much money. This made me really happy. Surrender, my favorite song here, but New Year's Day, Sunday Bloody Sunday. What do you need to say about War? Great album. Right behind it in the box, my replacement copy of the Joshua Tree. I did already have this. I had a big scratch on one side. I did not know that when I bought it. Not happy when I got it home. But here's my replacement copy. Again, don't need to say a lot about it, but woohoo! Yeah, I came out of the house with the boxes and I just literally followed them and they set them down. Thank you very much. And then rifled through those crates because the people are just starting to come in behind you and this is mine, get away. And one I did not have but do now is Rattle and Hum. Again, one a lot of people are familiar with. Great set list, live YouTube recording. Happy to add it to the collection. In a nutshell, there's the 35 I picked up this weekend. Love to see what you picked up this weekend. Always happy to hear your feedback. Talk to you later. Bye.